So this is a photograph from many, many years ago, early 2000s, when I was still taking uh, photographs with film. Remember film? And it was just some, I don't know, bouquet of flowers or something. And I thought the shadows look cool. And I see a man on the right and a sheep on the left in the shadows. Do you see it? But it always struck me as some kind of cool shadow. That's it. It's nothing more, nothing less. And I was taking photos of, plants and things I thought were nice, nature. And my boyfriend, then husband for a minute, said, "Oh, I used to do flower photography when I was starting out." And my friend next door said, "Jennifer, I think your photos are really good. He's being mean to you, and I've heard him be mean to you because she lived next door." And one time I talked back to him and he slapped my face. And I couldn't believe it. I said, "You slapped me." And she said, "I heard that." She said, "Jennifer, you got to get away from him." And I should have listened to her. And it's weird because they say women shouldn't be with a guy like that. Why do they go like that? And I actually, when I got free of him, I was in the National Writers Union. I spoke at the Women's Labor Union at the Pheasant Run Resort. I was a speaker there, and Helena Harler-Worthen got me in, and I got a lady from Madison, Wisconsin, who is an expert in women's studies, and another lady who is good at domestic violence. And I got up and I was telling my story, and I started to get anxious, and Helena said, "Okay, next person," and she was good at guiding me because she knew I was kind of panicking, because the lady said, "Well, why did she stay with him?" And I was like, this is my story. It wasn't another person. It wasn't the third person. It was my story. And she said, "Why did you stay with him?" And I said, "All right, I'd like to hear other people's stories." And a lady from Chicago stood up and said, "Well, I shot my husband dead." And I was like, we were all like, and the whole room went quiet. Because we were all like this sort of genteel, women from all walks of life, from all over, not just Chicago, but Indiana and the Midwest. And it was a conference for women. And Helena lifted me up, and I said, "All right, okay, what can we do?" And then they did a little round table, all these women, and they said, "We're going to lift our neighborhoods up. We're going to do something. We're going to prevent domestic violence. We're going to help women." And it was just, that lady was not wrong to ask, why did I stay with him? Because that's what everyone says, and it's not physical violence. It's a mental thing where they put you under their thumb and they make you think you're less than you are, because they can't stand it when you want to fly. They want to clip your wings. And I don't care why it is. I don't care who they are or where they were raised from, but it's wrong. I gave up a long time ago trying to study the psychology of an abusive man. And it's just wrong. And other men should step up and say it's wrong also, because there's nothing better to a woman who's been abused to have a man, a neutral man who's not trying to get in her pants, to step up and say, "Listen, this is wrong and I support you. I understand. I understand it was hard. I understand he put you down and he took advantage of you. And I'm not judging you. Because that's the worst thing, is you get abused twice when you go back to your family and they say, why did you be with him? Why did you do that? And they're abusing you again. They don't realize it because they're a concerned family. However, there has to be a lot of education on this stuff. And I started it there in Chicago at Pheasant Run when I spoke about my own story. And that woman stood up and said, I shot my husband dead.